What time is it?
Passa, passa,
Time?
passa, passa.
Time? Every gal, every gal, every gal, every gal. I go me a
Passa, passa.
don't stop, girl, wine, drink and feel the drink and rave till the morning light, my girl. Center.
Hey, lovely people. Welcome to another episode of Relationship Passa Passa podcast. Today we have a treat for you. We are randomly selecting questions from this bowl here for each of us. Some interesting questions. Some are like relationship questions, first kisses, childhood, finances. So we'll see what happens. So here's a plan. We're going to go in order. I'm going to go alphabetically. So I'm going to go Carrie, Mish, Soph, Shar. So each time I'll shake up the bowl, select a question for the person, and they have to answer it.
Have to?
Then have to answer it. And then if somebody else has a funny or crazy story or some kind of notable experience related to the question, please chime in because, you know, we're fast and we want to know. So if you have a good answer, please just let us know anyway. So before we begin, let's do roll call for our audio audience. Carrie.
I'm here.
Mish.
Yeah.
Soph.
Here.
All right. Oh, and this is Shar. So y'all ready?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Not really sure.
All right.
Pull up Google and pull up some random answer.
Carrie first. Carrie first.
Oh, how fun.
All right. Okay. You're lucky. What would you do with $1 million?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Good.
wow.
That's an easy one.
Give
$1
me
million.
$500,000.
$500,000. Right. The money already getting divided. Not it's imaginary money.
I mean, shoot my shot, okay? Or I dream high. I didn't ask for all of it. I just asked for half.
Half.
Right? Roll up off.
Yes.
Like y'all married.
$500,000. Okay, so I'll be quick. I think $500,000. What I would probably do with $500,000 is.
What's $1 million?
Whoa,
Wait,
she really gave half to Misha?
She did.
Aww.
Nice. Good job, Mish. I should have asked.
That's how you make it work. You bamboozle them into thinking. They are bamboozle them into thinking the money gone already. Didn't even know when it disappeared. It just went.
It's taxes.
I know.
So I think I would probably do kind of what I'm doing now. So I would probably invest most of it in real estate because I enjoy real estate. I think it's a great way to invest money. So that would be most of it. I would do some philanthropic work.
Okay. I am a charity.
Right? You know I was going to say that, right? Okay.
You know, start a foundation or something.
Started.
Around women and children, and advocacy work, and just that whole body of what people need to be and feel whole and seen in the world. So those are probably the two most important things that I think outside of the obvious things like, oh yeah, pay some bills, blah, blah, blah. I think when you have $1 million, you're not even worried about the bills. You're not even thinking like, other level, you know. So yeah, and I
Millionaire level.
Millionaire level.
Yes, I would still work. I would actually take a year off and travel, but I would actually still work because I love my job. So,
you know, I've always said that to people. I would still do my job. Maybe I wouldn't feel as pressed, but I would still do exactly what I'm doing.
Maybe not full time. That's what
Maybe not full time, but yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I would do it part time.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that I want to do that can't do because you're doing stuff 8 hours out the day. So maybe just doing it part time and doing other things. But yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Easy question, Shar. That was good.
I know. I was very pleased you got an easy one. Right, Misha?
No, I'm not ready because I feel like it's going to get hard now. Just cause.
There's some easy ones, Ben. Let's see what you got. Oh, must be Sophie. Go and get the hard one. Me,
Mercy. Knowing me, right?
Watch
this
it.
is Misha Ode.
Okay.
What is a memory from your childhood you most want to remember?
Memory.
From your childhood.
Oh my gosh. That. What do you mean? I don't know. I don't even
That's
know what that
most
means.
meaningful to you, I guess.
Wow. I think childhood doing stuff with my sister probably. Like, I don't know, I would see pictures and my memory is so bad. Like Mo would say to me, "Don't you remember that?" No, ma'am, stop it. If you start a sentence with "don't you remember," just know the answer is no, because I do not remember. But I've seen pictures of us like taking a bath in the tub out in the backyard kind of situation. And I know y'all have those
Yes.
pictures.
I was about to say, I feel everybody has an
Definitely
experience.
picture, but
Yep.
definitely have memories.
Out in the
Yes.
concrete sink, the tub. In the back.
Listen, or the little plastic tub in the back, just hose and water and no clothes and just enjoying life.
Yes, ma'am.
That would if I could relive that, I probably would. That probably is an easy question, but I think just doing those simple things are probably the ones that I would want to relive.
Yeah, those were easy questions, but they were feel-good questions. Made me feel nice. Life is good. Life is easy. So, this is yours.
Ready? Watch this now. Watch this now.
Boy.
Like I said.
Ready?
Oh God.
This could be easy. You could just you could make this a throwaway. Let's see. Who have you felt the closest to this year and why?
Oh, that's not a throwaway. That's a good question.
The closest to?
This
Yeah.
year and why?
I'm gonna say my mom.
I
My
knew it was feel
said on a different level this year because of my December experience. My mother's always been there for me, but honestly, this year, man, I was introduced to another version of my mom that I didn't know existed. I've always loved my mother. She's my mother, and I love her to death. But now it's like a different. I can't put words to it, but it's a different love.
Yeah.
She stepped up for me in ways that I didn't know a human being could have possibly stepped up for their child. So
Aww.
that's my mom. My mother
Balling ensues.
Yeah.
Huh?
I feel that. No, I said balling ensues.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah. My answer. My mom.
Mothers are a lifeline.
Boy, I tell you.
Oh boy. All right.
Very true.
Our turn.
I feel like I'm the one that's gonna get stuck with something, you know. All right. Holy crap. Okay. No, these are all like meaningful questions. We didn't get to the. This says, if you had 3 years left to live, what would you be doing differently?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. This one came straight from Mish to me. All right. If I had 3 years left, which incidentally mean I would die on my 40th. Weird.
Oh my.
Even the new layers of meaning.
I know. I certainly wouldn't be worried about my ovaries anymore because I wouldn't want to leave a child. I think if I have 3 years left to live, I would pack it in because if anybody knows me, I'm very family centric. I would pack it in with family time and spending good time with my friends and those I love. I would also probably I'm a very risk averse. I take more risks. Do some things I probably avoid because it's like, that's not a good plan. Well,
Like what?
Huh?
Like what?
Like traveling experiences.
You would travel in the COVID, child.
I would travel with COVID for sure. I would travel with COVID.
Like COVID.
You know?
Who?
I wouldn't worry about retirement funds. So I would just really just live in the moment because three years is just a moment, and so it would only be the time that I had. So yeah, family, and maybe I would just be daring. Who knows?
Mm.
Do something
What does that mean?
outrageous.
Don't tell us
I don't
more.
know.
Mm.
I
What's
don't
your-
know. Something
Wait,
outrageous.
Tell us
define outrageous.
Yeah, I know. Sound like one night stand kind of outrageous. Okay.
more.
She said, moving on.
Oh my God. I was going to read the Bible.
I can't.
That is not
All right.
okay, out of the norm for you. But all
Let-
right, fine.
Oh, Harry. Okay, these questions, I'm going to shout out to Misha. Mm-hmm.
For the question.
Harry, your question.
Mercy.
What's a memory from your childhood you most want to forget? Right?
Memory from my childhood I most want to forget. Well, that was easy because I remember being in high school and I was probably 13, 14 maybe. And long story short, my mom was very strict in high school, so I wasn't allowed to hang out. And one day I decided I was going to go hang out during school. So I'm cutting school to hang out.
Mm.
Okay? And my mother showed up because she locked herself out of the house. And she showed up to school because she needed my keys.
Of all the days.
Of all the days. That day I thought I was for sure dead. And
Dead. I'm surprised you are still here. Let me just tell you.
I'm surprised right now.
I almost wish I was there to touch you because go. Duppy, straight duppy right now, okay?
You know what
I'm
it comes
getting
still
anxious
Jamaican
thinking
mother
about it.
beating?
I can't.
When I tell you, my mother showed up to school. Somebody from one of my friends called me, was like, "Your mom is at school." Racing back to school with the keys. When I got home, I ran to my grandmother's house. At the time, we used to live in an apartment building. My grandmother lived on the top floor. My mom was on the first floor. So I thought my grandmother was gonna save me. I'm like, all right, bet. But I had to go home to take a shower.
Was she waiting for you?
Was she waiting? You know, beaten in the shower? Do you know have you ever gotten beat in the shower?
Harry, every
Nope.
Jamaican knows you never take shower when you're gonna
No, ma'am. No beating in the shower.
wet. Beating while wet. Mercy, girl, you brave.
Dead. Okay? My mother stomped me out, literally. And stomped like a foot in rib. Stomped. Okay? I thought I was dead. I'm telling you right now, it's a miracle I'm not.
Good.
Yeah. So that memory, I will gladly
Get rid of. Child.
Jesus
That-
Christ.
That memory made you who you are. You would never do that junk ever again.
What?
Or she'll do it smarter next time.
Oh no.
I'm doing it again.
You didn't feel that stomp in your rib cage.
Clearly not.
No. There's no test in the water down there.
Made
I would like to add a disclaimer here. That what we're talking about is not a real event. We don't do that.
No, in all honesty though, I've always said if child services were to ever exist in Jamaica or back in the days when I used to get whooping, my mother would have been to this day still, like she would still be in jail.
Yep. I
That's all
agree.
like disclaimer. We're talking about fictional events.
I know.
Listen,
That
and this
did
is
not
in
happen.
America. This is in America. Okay.
Yep.
Who's calling? Child services.
Wait,
Yo.
this
Yes, this is America when she was in high
Listen,
school.
Jamaican parents will hand you the phone, and tell you.
No, exactly. My mother has done that. Call them, me will beat them too. Me will beat them to call them. I dare you to call them.
I dare you.
Needless to say,
Like, me drop you off.
I didn't get a lot of beatings because I was a good kid, but for the most part, that's probably one of the worst beatings I got. But man,
Never forget it.
To this day, you remember.
Listen, they always say, it's either me do it or the system.
Right.
So
That's my mother's favorite thing.
Yep.
It's either me do it or the police. So
Yep, I
tell me
agree.
what you prefer.
So yeah.
All right, Misha.
God, don't ask me
Don't be
anything
so
crazy.
excited.
Oh, now I'm excited.
No,
Now
please
I'm
don't be.
excited.
Oh,
Misha,
God.
please describe your first kiss.
Oh God, I
Oh
knew
my
it.
Tell us the parameters.
Describe it.
Question.
How do we hit pass? Is there a pass button?
Oh, man.
This is
There
such
has
a
to be
good
a pass
one,
button.
though.
Some
Yeah,
If it's
people
such a good one, you go then, Carrie. If it's such a good
no,
one,
it's not
you
class
go.
on a set.
No,
Go.
I already answered my question.
We can switch questions. I'll go twice next time.
No, mine is very delicate, and I love mine, but I want to hear yours.
Ooh. So after Mish answers, I would like to hear Carrie's story.
Yes,
Really delicate. Wow.
Go, Mish.
was not delicate. Listen, I do not remember. I remember it being very awkward. I don't really remember much else. I remember where it was. I was in high school. I would tell my parents to cock them ears, but I have 2 children, so they got here somewhere. So yeah, I was in high school. I probably was in like, it must have been before 10th grade because I was in cadet and I was in the cadet room.
What?
Cadet room. You know cadet? Cadet is like ROTC in America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was in cadet from 7th grade through 9th grade because I played basketball from 10th and 11th. So it must have been, it wasn't 7th grade. I honestly don't think it was 8th grade. It might have been 9th grade. And I remember being in the cadet room and this guy that I was, in high school, you were talking to him. He comes in and I don't really remember any conversation, but I remember us kissing and it being very awkward and
Like he just got down to business.
Huh?
He just got down to business.
No, I remember there was a conversation. I don't think it was like that was the greeting, but I don't really remember. I remember where it was. I remember the blue walls. I remember the window, and that's it.
You said there were teeth?
Teeth knocking teeth.
Aww. Y'all
Yes.
were figuring things out.
I've never done that before. I don't know.
See?
It's awkward.
Oh, wait, Mish, you didn't practice? Like, I remember practicing kissing.
On what?
I did not practice.
I did not.
Did you practice?
No.
Oh.
What?
practice for kissing situation.
How do you do that? Show me, Carrie. Show me.
Kiss with your knee.
With your knee.
With your
Yes.
What?
Y'all can't tell me y'all didn't practice kissing.
No, ma'am. I'm not even lying to you.
Or
I
even-
never. No.
Never
No.
practiced. Mm-mm.
No, it was very. I did not know what the heck I was doing. I probably still don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I did not know what I was doing, and it was very like all over the place. Yes,
Okay.
Can I hear your delicate story, please, Carrie?
I would love to hear.
I'm very surprised none of y'all was practicing. Y'all got me feeling fast on this thing. But I remember like watching stuff like Felicity and like all those shows, Dawson's Creek, and be like, oh, this is what you do, and like I don't know, I practice kissing.
I love those shows, by the way. Oh,
Yes.
I used to love, I used to watch Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's
Yep.
Creek.
Felicity too, but Dawson's Creek was my chuck.
I love me some
Anyway,
Dawson's
Carrie,
Creek.
keep going. We're not going to forget that you're telling us this story.
So my first kiss, as I recall it, now, this was the very first I choose to remember. I think it's debatable. However,
The first one don't count.
Like if it's not memorable, it probably didn't happen. So I was walking home. I was in high school. I had to be in 9th or 10th grade. It wasn't anywhere past 10th grade. And it was raining. And again, strict mother. So when school was over, I had to hustle home. There was no hanging out. And I remember this guy I used to like was like trying to walk me home. So he was walking me home, but he couldn't walk me all the way home because, of course, my mother couldn't see him and me together walking anywhere.
Yeah.
And we were cutting through the park. There was a park behind my apartment building, and it was raining, so I had my umbrella up. And he snuck a kiss under the umbrella, and I thought it was so cute.
That is sweet.
So
Right?
hot. No teeth on teeth though, huh?
No teeth on teeth, but I had been practicing. You see.
You put them knees to good use, okay?
No, virtual land. I really want you guys to comment if you practice kissing before your first kiss, because I've never heard of that.
I certainly did not.
I didn't think to do that, and there was no Googling how do you kiss, so there I don't know
never
how.
thought to do it.
I never heard of that. Go
My
ahead,
first
guys.
experience-
We want to know if you would practice kissing. That's for our virtual land out there.
I am sure I'm not alone in that.
Is the foreign picnic them do that?
Well, you know, I was the only child, so I had to. My imagination was wild.
Yeah.
So there's also that. I was the only child for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right, Miss Soph.
Yes, ma'am.
Sophie's like bracing herself.
Listen.
Oh, that's exciting. I don't know how you're going to do this, but which of our friends do you wish you didn't have to hang out with and why? Yo, see, she drinking water. Maybe you don't. How we expected her to answer? Anyway, your question, not my business.
Let me lean into the one, y'all.
You better say one of us. You better say one of us.
I know we're way more forgiving if she say one of us, so if she know what good for.
Yeah.
Read the question.
Which of our friends do you wish you didn't have to hang out with and why? And why?
None of my friends. If I have a person who I don't want to hang out with, I just simply stop hanging out with them.
They're not your friend.
There you go. Period.
That's what I was thinking.
Ask our next question. That don't count. This is no.
She's
You know what?
disappointed.
I am. Listen.
She thought she was going to. She drank water. To
Right.
wait for She thought she was
Preparing.
Preparing for.
Listen,
This is
Prepare
simple,
for
right?
anything.
I want to hang out with you, then you can't be my friend. It's that simple. So I'm not going to be your friend. I'm like, I don't want to hang out with her.
What if they're in the circle? What if they're like, people have a circle of friends that when they go out or when they do things, everybody goes and you're like, oh, this one person just puts a damper on it every time.
You can't ask me that question. I go out with one group of people. And if anyone gets on my last nerves, I'm going to let you know straight up. I'm not going to go around the bush and hide it. I'm going to let you know. At any day, one on the set, don't know why I leave the friendship. I don't know. So it is what it is.
Tasha is unsatisfied.
Listen.
Should I give her this next question?
As long as it's easy enough. Yes, because that don't count. No, yes. Listen, majority rule. Who said that she need to get her next question? Raise your hand. Say aye. Aye.
This is your question, so.
Yes.
Tell me 3 moments that changed your life.
Oh,
That's easy.
Answer.
Yeah. 3 moments that changed your life.
3 moments that changed my life. All right, virtual world again. You see the unfair how they treat me. All right. 3 moments. My graduation from college, having my daughter, and December of last year.
Okay, do you want to tell us why those things?
No.
What?
Jeez.
You don't have to go into detail about them, but just like, was it like, did you get to a crossroads at that point? Like,
obvious, my mind, they're obvious. Like my graduation, that's big, right? I worked very hard. A biology degree from Rutgers really almost took me out.
yeah.
So when I was done, it was just like, God be praised. This is it. Praise the Lord. Whatever. My daughter, okay, that's self-explanatory, right? she that whole experience by itself was just magical in my mind. So that by itself, and December of last year, I think I said to you guys, was a rough year for me. A lot of changes that I experienced last year, December, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I said this to you guys before. It has really helped me to be a better version of myself. The sensitive Sophia that was just always second guessing herself or always needing affirmation. That person, I think she really died in December of last year. Maybe not died, but I think she's been put on the back burner. Like I know how to put it, but yeah, I like the version of myself that I found in December. And I use the word found because it really was a find. So yeah, which I was telling Carrie that not inviting me to the beach.
Ooh, we're bringing up beach on air. Okay, beach. Come through, beach.
Was not at the end of it. But now I'm just like, it's cool. Like, it is what it is, So
And
yeah.
now that it's on the podcast for all life, you can forget about it.
We're gonna cut it out. We're gonna cut it out. No worries.
When we're going beach.
Oh god. Beach trip.
Beach trip. I'm going beach.
That's a good question.
Holy crap!
Good.
You should have keep the question. You should have keep the question.
Oh my god!
For
Are you
you.
guys ready for this one?
Oh gosh.
Okay, what's in for Carrie? Look at you.
It's for yes.
No,
Not for Carrie.
Who would have been for Carrie?
You're right.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
All right. It looks like the Lord wanted me to do this today. What is something you are sexually attracted to that you're also afraid of? I don't know. Afraid of.
Oh.
Carrie to answer that question as well.
Okay, thank you. Carrie, you start us off.
Carrie, you start us off.
Carrie, start.
The mix of the question is weird. Here's the first part of the question, but what is the second part? I'm also afraid of.
Yeah, okay, so
that I'm attracted to it.
Let's go.
I mean, if you think about it, you could be attracted to it, but not ever have done it.
Oh no, I got it. Nope, it just clicked in my head.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think I'm attracted to very confident, charismatic people. Mm-hmm. But I think a part of me is also afraid of that because I'm also a very strong, opinionated person doing my own thing. And so it's like the give and take and the, exactly. I think it would challenge me if there was someone who I couldn't figure out easily or someone who wasn't really malleable. But to be honest, I think that person might tie me. So anyways.
Well, all right now.
Well, all right.
There's nothing like confidence, right? And like,
yes,
machismo, Anyway, carry on. On to Carrie. Sophie has made a request. Answer the question.
You know what? This is, I think this is, it's not an easy question, but I do have something in my head. I don't know if you ladies know this. I don't know if it's a Sag thing. I think it's a Sag thing.
Oh, Lord, why is she calling us up? But okay.
What? I think it's a Sag thing.
Yeah.
Okay. We like to teach, right? We like to share what we know. And in that vein, I think sexually, we like to be on display in some ways. So I think I enjoy that sexually, but I also think I fear it because that desire, it's like tempting to do things like in public, but then you're afraid of getting caught.
Yes, I know what you. No, yeah. I'm.
Right.
Nisha.
Okay. We're here.
Okay, that could be a sad thing. I'm saying that could be a sad thing.
Look at Shark
Carrie,
testifying.
listen, Carrie. Shar wants to do like this, but then she also like, listen, I need to go read my Bible.
Right, back to exactly. That's all I'm talking about. But anyway, that could be a sad thing,
Oh my
but that
God.
might be worth the risk. You let me know, Karen.
All right.
Moving on.
Let me know if you get
Oh,
arrested for
God.
lewd conduct, Carrie. Let me know.
But Karen, this is you again. Actually, this is now your actual question.
Okay.
Ah, that question was too much for me. Okay. So Carrie,
Okay.
if heaven was one moment to be relived over and over, what would your heaven be?
Oh my.
Oh my.
Mm.
Wow.
I really hope
Heaven.
it involves food, because if not, we cannot be friends.
You know,
Really, Nisha?
Just saying.
it is. It does involve food actually, because if I think about all the moments that I'm like I'm experiencing joy, they involve food.
See?
She
They
said
do.
food.
Yes, food.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that don't really love food like that? Like
You
I just
obviously have never had good food then.
I've
I
had
don't think you
great
understand.
food.
No.
So I'm
I'm
with
not.
you.
So the thing is that it doesn't have to solely be food. It's not like me and a bowl of food in a
Right.
corner. It could be me and a bunch of people with food. That could be your individual moment. But if food
Yep.
is not included in it,
I can't. I don't even know what to do with this.
You don't know what to do with me. Okay.
the food could be
I can't
anywhere.
wait
The
to
food
hear
could
this
be in a
heavenly moment.
the food could be in a bowl. The food could be on a person. The food could be anywhere. I'm just saying.
The food
All
can
right,
be
I'm saying
involved.
in this moment, whatever your moment is, it needs.
Other person.
I'm
Let
just
them
saying, if we're going from one extreme to the other, I'm saying if you're going from one end of the spectrum where it's just you and a bowl of food to
Right.
the other extreme where you're like, what? Why would you even need to include food? Where it's just like in whatever capacity food needs to be included, food need for that is all I'm saying. It's just food.
I think
All
I
right.
would
Yeah. I think that moment is probably the moment. I wrote a poem about oxtail when I was in my 20s,
Hallelujah. Sorry.
and I don't know. You guys are learning things about me today. So oxtail is
stay
my
home.
favorite to eat. I have this poem. I still have it.
Oh, we know about the poem.
Oh,
Oh, we all know about the poem.
I'm about to say, oh, y'all didn't know about the poem.
We
However,
all know about the poem.
Yes.
no, but to Misha's point, the poem describes it's an experience that involves food. It's like a Sunday afternoon. You know, you in Jamaica. It's like you a kid. Everything's easy. You smell that oxtail cooking, that rice and peas bubbling, those green, not green. I'm sorry, ripe plantains frying. It's like
Some cabbage.
this is heaven. Like this
What is
whole
going
vibe.
Y'all just have not had food like that, obviously, where you all when you're full, you're like the moment cannot stop. It just can't done. Why it a done? Can't done. You're gonna need some food.
That's
I mean,
my
I've had
moment.
food where somebody asked me for some, and in my spirit, I said, "Why food? Like, is this a test for me? Like, I'm not sure. I'm
Like,
really?
Lord, am I sacrificing my firstborn? What is happening?
Someone asked for food at this moment. But
Food is involved in many special moments.
That's
some
right.
really, really good food in my lifetime, but food is just not. Yeah, I mean, I don't eat.
But so it's not about the food.
I love
it's about
food.
the company of the food. It's about the experience.
Thank
it's who
you.
you're having the food with, who's
Thank you.
making the food. It's the
Because-
whole thing.
Right, because every time you think of the food, every food that I've enjoyed, it's always been say for example the oxtail, which I'm sure at this point everybody know oxtail is my thing, like thing. It's always where you learn the oxtail from, who you're sharing the oxtail with, like when you're cooking, who you're cooking it for, when you're eating it, to see the excitement, for example, on my kids' faces when I'm like oxtail for dinner, and they're like,
Yeah.
You're giving them these moments that Carrie
yes.
talk about.
Yes, because I mean, if I think about these moments also, when I think about what I would relive, it probably would be with my kids. And in that moment, just enjoying something. And probably that something would be food of some kind. Yeah, something good.
You know, you prompt me to say this is not my heavenly moment, but you prompt me to remember a food moment. Actually, it's a weird moment. Twice in my life. So one of my favorite cities to visit is Chicago. Weird as heck. But both times I've been there, I mean, so I used to travel a lot for conferences, and so I'm used to traveling alone for work. But both times when I went there, I was alone, if y'all get me. And I wasn't divorced, but I was
Alone.
okay. And so, yeah, I think I was separated both times for some reason. Yeah, you guys get me. And there were different times. They were probably 5 or 6 years apart. I don't remember the years. I could if I thought about it, but that's not the point. But it just so happened that both times I went to conferences in Chicago, and I spent the time walking on the river, visiting the museums, going to these. And Chicago has awesome food, mani pedi, and I just love Chicago for that reason, because it's not really my place. I don't go there when I need to think, but it became kind of like it became a place for me somehow.
Yeah.
Which was
And food is tied to that.
and
Food is
tied
tied
to it.
to
I
that.
remember I went to go get my deep dish pizza. Like I tried caviar for the first time. The first time I went, like I just remember, and it's just like I walked on the lake.
Yep. And
Girl, when
if
you're in
you
those
reminisce,
places, you're like, let me feed myself. Luxurious.
exactly. And if you think about the trips that you've been on, new places, when you come back and somebody says to you, how was it? The first thing you say, well, the food was
Oh
X,
yeah,
Y, and
food is a
Z.
thing for me. I just, you know
Not
what
for me.
happens to me? Food is a thing for me, but y'all know how I am. Anytime anybody want to give me back some time, I know exactly who like. I would die for my grandma and my stepdad. So it's like anytime anybody asks me anything I want to do, anything I wish to, you just know the answer for sure every time. It's to be in a time where my dad and my grandma are around.
Yeah.
Ready? Mishi Mishi.
No, I feel like I just answered that question for Kerry, so you should just skip me.
You really did, but no. Because you made Sophie answer a question, 2 questions. And then got me stuck with a question that really put me out there in a way that I'm just like not sure if I'm prepared to. So, here is your question.
Okay, let's get to it.
Ooh.
Oh
So
God.
you all see it in the bottom. The good questions are in the bottom. All right. In 5 words, Misha,
Oh God.
describe how you think others perceive you.
In 5 words.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yo,
5 words. Describe what?
how you think others perceive you.
Mercy. 5 words. Okay.
Carrie sat back.
Like, good luck with this.
I don't even know how others perceive me.
Huh.
I wonder if I guess it doesn't have to be a sentence of any kind. So maybe 5 different words.
Yeah, maybe 5 adjectives.
Okay, so let's start with 5 adjectives. I think I would say focused. Abrasive.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I've gotten that. I've gotten that a lot at work. Where Yeah,
I'm
where
afraid of work people.
I mean, I've talked about that before. I've talked about it with my boss. I've talked about it on more than one occasion where people assume one thing just because I say something and how I say it. If they're like X, Y, and Z, people are like, oh, I'm like, do this, do that, do this. And that's the end of the argument. So they're like, you could have just framed it in another way. No, I ain't got time for that. It's just not in my personality to be that person. Like, just not. I'm working on it, but I can come across very short, very to the point, especially at work. I feel like I come across like that with you guys too, and especially around my family, because people looking in, especially when they're like, why you talk to them like that? But nobody who knows me feels any type of way about how I talk to people.
At
I
all.
think I just think it's how people perceive me before they know who I am.
Exactly. That's what you're
So
answering.
yes. So I feel like perception, if you don't know me, like just off the bat, then yes. I do think people think I am hardworking. Is that also focused? How much am I at 5? Jesus.
Nope.
3.
Oh my God. 3. Let's see. I'm also. So it depends. So in the beginning, your perception, people when they first meet me probably are like, I'm closed off because I'm not very outgoing. Until I'm not until I'm not.
Anything to say here? Because
Yes, no. If you've ever, and I've talked about this with more than one people when it comes to like me trying to what's the word I'm looking, network. When it comes to my sister, Mo can walk into a room and meet 20 people. I'm not like that. I cannot walk into a room, and she is really good at networking. She's really good at just going out and meeting people and open and having some random conversation with a random person in a random place. I'm not like that. Like, yes, once maybe we strike up a conversation, I can sustain a conversation with one person, but I probably seem very closed off at first. Very like hard to have a conversation with, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I don't know what you would consider that, but that's one. So 4. I'm stretching it here, guys.
stretch.
Yeah, I'm stretching it. I don't know. You guys give me one. Let me see if I agree. I mean, perception. I don't know that people.
Perception, kind.
Yeah, very
Just
kind.
off the bat.
Yes.
That's the first thing I would have said.
Kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're very thoughtful. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Why are you so shocked?
Because that's not even.
That is the thing. People say random shit and then you do it without even anybody asking or even knowing that you're doing it. You did not, like, yeah.
Okay. That didn't even cross my mind, not even
That
once.
was the first one I
I
would
should
have
ask you what you perceive because you're not perceiving right.
Apparently not.
Kind.
I am not.
Thoughtful. Absolutely.
I probably think about things that I
Oh no, I
wonder.
cursed. It has to be PG-13 or something.
Oh please. I guess I think about things that other people are thinking about, like what do I need to work on, or what perception do I need to give other people? Maybe that's why kindness is not something that I think about, because nobody ever said, "Man, you're too kind," or "You need to work on your kindness." Or
all right, so you're thinking about that aspect of it.
right. I'm not. Yeah. So when I think about these things, I'm not thinking about what it is that I need to work on. I guess I just think about what is it that people have said to me before now. That I mean, either way, just like, wow, you come across so like focused when we're talking to you, or when you're doing things, or you're just doing whatever and not doing. Like, people point these things out to me, but nobody's pointed out, oh, you're so kind. Just
Well,
off
you
the
think about your coworkers.
You are not reading. I have said that to you.
Okay, but Okay, so if we're talking
No,
about
don't tell.
perception,
We're not-
no. If we're talking about
Now we get
perception,
defended. Now
I'm
we
just
get
talking
defended.
about
I don't understand.
because if we're talking,
I said that.
if we're talking about perception of people who know me, I thought we were talking about just like everybody could say
Like
this,
a potential
like a wide
misperception
cross
or
section
whatever.
of people, as opposed to, what would people perceive? Like everybody perceive. That's a different thing for me. So I'm not thinking, what do your closest friends think about you? I'm thinking, what would everyone just off the bat think, or just assume about you? That's what I'm thinking. So I mean, I get it, but I wasn't thinking that.
Yeah. Alrighty. So
That was
I've
so
just made an
long
executive decision.
to be the last one.
To be the
No,
last one. There's only one question left, and she's going to take it.
no.
Good job.
There are 3 questions left, and I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to pick it, and it's going to be a wild card, so we all can just chime in. Everyone can answer, just to wrap us up. I hope I pick a good one. If it's not a good one, I'll pick again. Right. Let's see. Jesus! All right, everybody, answer this. What is your favorite memory from your worst relationship?
Oh Lord Jesus. What?
Your favorite memory from your worst relationship.
I think that's
Worst
trauma-inducing. We don't even need to do this.
What?
What is your favorite memory from your worst relationship? Are we gonna say ending it? What?
That's a good answer. I think that should be the answer for everyone, and we should end it right
Pick
here.
another one. Oh, okay. We should end. You don't want no more question?
No, you have to finish the questions. Let's go.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
I could
more.
probably answer it, but I'm only answering it if everybody's answering it. So I'm not going to answer it. I
No,
probably could.
No, I want to hear it.
Nope.
agree with Sharpa's answer.
I just went. Y'all trying to trick me. I see this. See this.
No, but what were you gonna say? I
Nope.
want to know.
We all have to answer. This is not a trick.
I answered it. I agree with Sharpa's answer.
I agree with Sharifa's answer too. Then
I feel like we're missing out on something.
all trying to trick me.
I think so too.
Let's go.
Go ahead, Mish. Go ahead. Share your answer.
No, this is not how this plays.
Come on. You
First
know
of
you
all,
want-
this was your question. You need to answer it first more than anything else.
answered it. I did. I agree with Sharifa's answer.
Yeah.
Sharifa,
Hmm? Take it away.
Carrie, take it away, Carrie.
Oh, Carrie, take it away.
I don't have no favorite memory from a worst relationship.
Once it's worse, it's done. I mean,
Answer.
I'm not saying you don't have good moments in a relationship, but if it's like a worst relationship, then I think my favorite memory is the
Definitely
conclusion.
Right. I feel like that's very accurate. I can't think of anything.
You know, honestly though, I don't think I've had any.
I don't have any worse like this, like awful off.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Yeah.
No, and that's because it's perspective. You should have asked me closer to the relationship, then,
True.
right? Because like in college, I had this boyfriend that cheated on me. If you asked me then, now it's like it's okay. We were young and it was long distance. You know, like there's lots of perspective on that now. But you should have asked me closer to that. Well, in Misha's absence, when was the last time you were ashamed of your finances?
Today.
Last time. This is fluctuating. What we talking about? The last time.
Mish, the question is, when was the last time you were ashamed of your finances?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Today.
Misha beat us yesterday.
Like, who is spending all this? Can I just tell y'all, this was pre-COVID. You know how you have Amazon one-click setup? And my, I got a credit card statement. You know, you have the credit card set up to the Amazon. You just click, 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 and click. And I get the bill. And I'm looking at the bill, and I'm like, no, man, somebody I use McCab. They got no way. There's no way I'm ordering all this stuff. When I sat down with those people, I went through the charges, all my stuff. Immediately remove one click. One click is the devil on Amazon.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have one click.
I definitely don't use one click. What I do is I put a lot of things in my basket, and Amazon is good about that. You know, if I go on Amazon on my phone, my work computer, my personal computer, my iPad, they're all in the basket waiting to be purchased.
Amazon is also the devil.
They do not clear your basket after no time at all. It stays there.
Yeah.
Ashamed of your. Ashamed is a strong word, though. I don't know. Ashamed. I don't know.
I was probably ashamed of my finances when I moved to Houston. And I remember trying to get my foot, I don't whatever that saying is, but I was renting an apartment in New Jersey and renting an apartment in Texas, because the lease wasn't done in Jersey. And I remember trying to save money, but did it in my credit union, and I didn't have a card. And so I was spending and doing all these things. And I remember my car breaking down and having no money to pay the tow truck owner. To pay the tow truck that came. Because, you know, at that point in America, not like Jamaica. In Jamaica, you broke down, you call somebody come and tie up the thing and care. Nope. In America, you broke down. And in 2 minutes, the tow truck person come in, you're like,
I did not call you. I was going to tie myself to something.
Where are you coming from? And then the police came. Ma'am, you cannot stop here.
Yep.
Where'd you come from? I'm sorry. What's happening? I just broke down. What? Okay. All gravy. But at that point, you got to get. At that point, you can't. He's like, listen, the tow truck driver is here. You got to do X, Y, and Z. And I had to call people like, hey. And at that point, I had Ziza with me, and I was just like, I need to get my life in order. This cannot be life. I think that was the moment where I was just like, nope. So I remember we had that conversation about finances and about not having a card. And I'm like, I cannot do that like ever again, because my money I was like, I'm saving. And my money was tied up in the credit union. And the credit union was 30 minutes away. This is Houston. Yeah. Everything is 30 minutes away. But it was 30 minutes away. And I was like, how am I going to do this? I can't get to the credit union. I got to pay this guy, blah, 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 blah. What am I going to do? And I don't even remember what it was about the credit card at that point. They didn't take credit card. I don't remember. But I think that was the most ashamed I was of my finances at that point. I think even now, I think after that, I got my life together. Like, nope, that ain't happening ever again. You ain't gonna catch me in the street calling people like, beg you $100. I'm out. Nope, nope, not happening ever again. So yeah, I think that's my story.
So I'll just share really quick. I think the most recent instance I've had of that is I no longer have, but I had this rental not too far from here, and it was vacant for 6 months. One unit was vacant for 6 months. And I think when you go into these things, you plan, you prepare, you're like, okay, I can buffer these things. But things got rough. Things got very rough with that one vacancy, because it was a vacancy of a 3-bedroom. It was $1,500 a month, and it was $1,500 that I wasn't getting, but the bills were still coming. And so I had definitely had a come to Jesus moment about like what was happening right in that moment with my finances.
Yeah.
And I think something that you just said, it's not that you weren't prepared. Like, life happens. Life happens, and you got to roll with the punches when it happens. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it look crazy.
Yep.
And it was looking crazy for a few months. So I think that was the last time I was looking at my finances like, girl, you're going to be on the pole, girl.
Walking the street. Not just even like 3 a.m., but like at any point. You want me to walk the street now? Just okay.
12 o'clock time, any point. Okay.
Anytime, just walking the street. Okay.
It's rough.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I get
So
I feel
Yeah, and see, and these aren't a shame. These are like real life moments. Because if it's a real life moment, I could tell. Like I have, it's not shame. It's just like life is real. Like I had this house all by myself, and I was a student, and I was just like, that's nice.
who paid this mortgage though? Because I ain't been school.
I mean, and the funny thing is, that, like paying the mortgage was fine, but now everything was mine. Like me, So then now it was like, dang, the water heater leaking. Whoa! And then you read it online, and you're like, oh, that could explode. That needs to fix this. So I feel like real life does happen. So
Yeah, I think the worst of my moments was when I first bought my house and I had my daughter. I mean, for those who know, I did major renovation on my house, and everything was out of pocket, like out of pocket. So by the time I was done, I was broke. Like, so when I say broke, I mean savings was empty. Everything was empty when I was finished with my renovations because it was all out of pocket. And the the week we moved in, the very day actually that we came in, my daughter was now born. Her story. My water heater broke. I was at the house first day. I was at the house and I hear
that's the devil. That's the devil.
What is that? So I called the guy who did the work. I'm like, I'm hearing this sound, and he's like, go in the basement. I'm like, okay, go in the basement, flooded. I'm like, there's water everywhere. He goes, yeah, your water heater broke. I'm like, what is that? Like, what do you mean? He was like, turn it off the water. You got to get it replaced. Now, this is in winter. Hot water heater now broke. Literally, when I tell you that, I can't tell you, that may have been the only time since my adult life where I have to call on my dad like, Dad, I don't have nobody else to call. Like, broken. I don't even have $50. Thank God for parents. But I don't know what I did with my parents. Daddy came through. But that was when I was like, okay, I got to get my life back together. Like, now. But like you said, Sharifa, learning moments, my dad said to me when I was doing renovation, like, Sophia, it's not very wise to use all your money to do renovations. But in my mind, I didn't want another loan. I already took out this huge loan to buy the house. I'm like, I don't want a second loan. And my bootleg realtor messed up where I didn't get the renovation cost
built in,
factored into what the plan was. And he messed up the paperwork. So by this now, I have this house and I can't get that money, and the renovation had to have been done. So I had no choice. But you learn. Here we are, 3 years later.
At least you had the money.
That is one thing I've learned about any kind of financial or any other kind of like emotional or whatever kind of distress. And I think Darren D, Pastor D, preached about it. And it's that life thing. Always remember that when things are bad, and he said this, you'll know this, so you're going through it. Like you're not stationary in it. You're going through it. And so usually once you're on the other side and you're retrospectively looking, it's like things happen, bad things happen, whether it's financial, emotional, spiritual, whatever. And you're going through something. Never feel like you're just stuck in something.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it'll be there forever.
Right.
Last question. Y'all want it? Are we done?
Let's hear it. We might as well.
Let's hear it.
Gosh.
It's so funny that this is the last question. It's the one I'm least interested in.
Carrie is skeptical.
Yeah. What would you want written on your tombstone and why? So yeah, it's the one I'm least interested in. I won't have a tombstone, guys. I'm getting cremated.
So am I.
Really?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And I think
anybody,
I would love people to use me. You can plant, I love flowers and plants. You could plant stuff in me. I think you can use me to make a stone. You can use it for your necklace or earrings. You could throw me in the salt, in the
Hey,
sand, in the wind.
I agree. If
I would prefer
anybody,
that as well. Yeah.
if somebody says to you, "Come to my funeral," and I
It's
am
a lie.
sitting there, it's not me. Okay?
I'm
Or
not about that, honestly.
It's
it's
not
not me.
me.
It's not
It's
me.
true.
It's
I'll
a
have
whole
no
lie.
tombstone.
Nope. I mean,
No
there
head.
could be a tombstone, just a tombstone attached to some grass somewhere. It's not going to be a tombstone attached to like
Body.
I'm good.
yeah, no. It can
No.
be there can be a tombstone.
It's a circle of life, guys.
Yeah, nah. I'm
All that
good.
gets left is whatever I put out into the
You want to
earth
be
while I
buried
was
here?
alive.
I mean, I'm indifferent to it. I don't know that I've like said I want to be cremated, but I'm not like
I
tied to not
definitely
being cremated. I don't want to be
And
So
cremated.
what would you want written on your tombstone?
okay, there shall be no misunderstanding. It's going in my will. I want to be cremated.
me too.
It's
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Going in my will also.
Yeah.
Really?
Which by the way, I need
I
to get a will.
definitely want to be cremated.
I
Yep.
never
But
did
truth be
that.
told, guys, I'm gonna be dead. So if you guys want to have a party, that's fine. I
A
won't know.
party is
But
different.
I just mean like whatever they want to do, I won't know. But my
Right.
wish is to be cremated.
That's why it's going in my will. You must do
In
what I
my will.
say.
All the
Must do
way
what
in
I
my
say.
will.
Even
Yep.
in death, I will rule you.
Yeah.
So wait, is there like a memorial? Like, what do you want said about you?
They can have a memorial.
You can have a memorial if you want, but I don't want a funeral. I don't want them singing hymns and
Oh God.
oh gosh, no.
No.
I went to my boss, he's Jewish, and I went to his dad's service, and it was like 20 minutes, and it was so simple. And I was like,
This is
yo,
it.
this is what it was. They did some few meaningful things, and I was just like, yeah, we done. We're not here 4 hours.
Listen, in Jamaica, that's not a thing. You know, you're grieving for like 16 days. The people them have to bury like 2 weeks,
Have you
1
seen the
month
Cinderella
later.
carriages? Have you seen the
Uh,
Cinderella
it's a
pumpkin? The glass carriage that
glass.
are
Yes,
beautiful
ma'am.
with the
Mhm.
sound
yeah.
system.
Yes.
All right.
I saw a funeral the other day that literally was like carnival. And I'm not joking. Literally, the people them carrying the body and every music playing and them a dance with the body on them shoulder and down the street. I'm like, yes, do your thing, but that will just be an empty casket because I'm not gonna be in it. Okay? No, will not be in there. That is you walking with no dead body down the street. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I don't mind the celebration ceremony, but I don't want people crying and just like I don't want that.
I
I
like the
don't.
sound of
Yeah,
celebration stuff.
yeah, celebration fine, but I don't want anything about to go there crying and oh my no, no, I don't want that.
I feel you.
That makes
Well,
sense.
Anything
That's
at
where I'm
the funerals, no. It just stressed me out, man. I can't bother.
shouldn't stress you. Anyway, my tombstone will say Misha, mother of dragons. Is that cool?
okay.
Good.
Okay.
You know what?
I like that. I like that.
Here lies Misha, mother of dragons. Though I will not be lying, but neither am I a mother of dragons, so it's all good. It doesn't matter. Here lies Misha, mother of dragons. It sounds awesome.
Hilarious.
That will go in my will also. That sounds awesome.
There'll be no mistake.
Terry Tombstone.
My tombstone. Here lies a soul who lived without regrets.
There you go. I like it.
All right, Mama.
That's it.
Soph.
I won't have one.
I will also not have one. So on that wonderful note,
Oh, y'all are whack.
Waste of space. Why? You know, 2% expensive. That's it. I'm cheap. Take the money and go buy yourself some clothes or
Right.
go travel on
No,
my
clothes.
behalf or whatever you need to do. I'm okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
They
you.
good.
probably have virtual tombstones by that point.
Exactly. What if it's a virtual tombstone? Like
What?
somewhere.
It might be doing virtual. Listen, Corona. I'm just kidding. All right.
I'm just saying, for real. Like, okay, if you wanted a thing, it doesn't have to be a tombstone. That say we came together every year as a representation of you and your life, and we had to circulate something, and it would say something. What would it say?
So,
So always going by an alias. All right.
That would be the tagline. So always. So, or whatever I told you my name was.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Very accurate.
It's not my tombstone, but I'll tell you a song. And y'all know I'm a Beyonce girl.
God.
No hate. Oh, everybody smile when I say that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. She had a song, right? That the first time I heard it was just like, do you know her song that says, I was here, I've lived, I've done? Listen, when I hear that song, I feel like I'm having a church experience.
That's
So,
awesome.
like, go listen to that song, okay? Beyonce, I was here. It's like,
Good
I
song.
lived, I've done everything that I wanted, and it was all that I thought it could be.
It'd be great if you could just sing now. Just
No.
bust out its song.
Sing us out.
I need
Sing
the
us out.
soundtrack. We're gonna practice. We're gonna come with the soprano, alto, and tenors. Lovely people, I have to cut us short. Time is upon us. We had a lovely time. I want to thank you all for hanging with us for yet another episode, and we will catch you
Later.
later, guys.
Bye.